Yeah, welcome everybody to our second town hall. We're sort of iterating on the format here, so we've invited a bunch of teams to this event. The whole idea here is to gather as an ecosystem and celebrate our wins, hear updates, get some alpha, and generally just connect with each other. So, John, you can go to the next slide. And here's a quick overview of our agenda. I'm going to kind of race through this so everybody here can get to presenting and sharing their updates. But we've got dev and product updates. Then we're going to dive into the reward station with the Myso team. Then we'll do an intro to FBTC, which is an exciting new product that Mantle's a core contributor to. And then we'll follow up with our Community Choice Awards, which is Odos, Mancake Swap, and Curvance. And if you voted for these projects, do go ahead and drop one of their emojis in the chat. And then I don't think we'll have time for a dedicated Q&A during this event, but do drop questions throughout the event because everybody here is going to be watching the chat, and we will answer questions to the best of our ability. There's community stewards in the channel as well who can jump in and share resources. And then finally, we'll have the Circuit Music Vault After Party, which is a collaboration that we're doing with Circuit Protocol. And John, you can jump over to the next slide. All right, I'll let you roll ahead, John, with the dev updates.
Yeah, to start off, kind of with all the buzz around EigenLayer, they recently also announced their Edge update and Token Wiper, which introduced some new words like, I don't know, Universal Intersubjective Work Token. I have no idea what that means, but very cool. But yeah, since EigenDA has been launched on mainnet from the beginning of this month, we are now working to integrate EigenDA into our own Mantle DA, as well as introducing and integrating EAP 4844, dank sharding, also known as blobs. With this kind of dual DA system, we're going to mainly be using EigenDA mainnet and using blobs as a fallback option in the case that EigenDA is inaccessible or unavailable. This would pretty much bring us like an additional layer of security to our DA layer and additional alignment with EigenLayer, as well as staying up to date with like Ethereum's upgrades, right? Regarding meta transactions, as you all might know already, in Mantle v2 Tectonic, we introduced native meta transactions, which allows users to relay transactions to be paid from like other accounts, which means free transactions basically. We're very excited to get this out there, starting with like the first most obvious use case of this, a native solution to swap major tokens to MNT gaslessly. So basically think of when you bridge your ETH, METH, USDT, or USDE onto Mantle L2, but you don't have MNT to pay for gas, you'd be able to use our solution, which could be like a separate app of its own or a widget on the bridge to swap those major tokens to MNT without having MNT in the first place. So this would, you can also see the snippet on the slide. The UI and UX would be pretty simple and smooth. We're also doing like extensive research on EIP 3074, which is another meta transaction standard that has pretty high chance of coming in the next Ethereum's Prague upgrade, to basically see what the difference lies between our methods. We'll also have a technical blog post posted very soon about this for those in the community that are interested. Regarding fee optimization, another thing we're working very hard on is the gas fee optimization and fixing estimation issues. This has been a widely mentioned issue in the community. As you can see, there's a very high discrepancy between estimation and reality on average. This is mainly caused due to the fact that most third-party estimators rely on Ethereum's ETH estimate gas function, which calculates the gas limit and gas use the same way it calculates for other L2s and Ethereum itself. But our solution our solution is just better. I'm joking. But our solution that has its own calculation that is hidden inside like gas limit. So we're working to fix this. So in the very near future, the fees will show up correctly. When you swap or trade or transfer, like don't be scared when you see high estimation on some third-party app like MetaMask. Chances are that it's actually around 3 times higher than it is in reality. Well, last but not least, if any of y'all are hackers or devs in the community or like attending events, our DevRel team is going to be present at these events. So ETH Sydney, which starts May 3rd, ETH Prague, which starts May 31st, and ECC, which is not going to be in Paris this year. It's going to be, well, due to the Olympic Games, it's going to be in Belgium. So yeah, feel free to come to our booth or hack on our bounties. I'd love to connect with you guys. Thank you.
Nice, Mario. I think you're up next. You can just ask John to flip through the slides for you.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. And hi, everyone. So quick updates on a couple of products that we're working on. So for Mantle LSP, yesterday we finally released the dashboard, which was like an overview of your token holdings on L2, L1, but also eigenlayer points. But yeah, as everybody knows, yesterday the season 1 eigenlayer dropped, and basically we will have to recalculate that based on the period that's there. So we will provide an update in the next coming month, the days, actually not months, when together with eigenlayer basically. So stay tuned for that one. And I also heard that there's some wallets not shown, protocols not shown here, so that will be also updated in the next day. Sorry for that. Besides that, a new wallet and profile component has been released. We're then working on a search bar for our wallets, because I don't know if anybody knows, but you not only see your wallet, but you can also check out other wallets, right? Like just pasting it in the URL right now. But that's also possible. And for bigger topic is, I would say, exploring the next phase of ME. That's a new proposal coming from one of our core members. Please take a look, visit the link here, and we'll also share it in the chat. But basically, it provides a solution to integrate a liquid staking token. Yeah, you can learn more about that there. And yeah, besides that, as you can see here on the screenshot, there's a section for more rewards in the dashboard. More rewards than just eigenlayer will be coming. So just bridge your MEs to layer 2. Next slide, please. Yeah, we just launched Mantle missions. Basically, it's where you can just earn rewards, including tokens and NFTs, right, for doing some actions. Just visit the website shown here. Next slide. We also updated our delegation and voting tools. We removed the bit token, and yeah, we removed it from the delegation portal and from the voting system. If you still have bit, I recommend to migrate it to our tools to MNT tokens 1-to-1, right? Next one. Yeah, the new ecosystem page is coming, which basically will show you all our apps, Mantle Network, and MEF and others. So just stay tuned. That's coming this month, in May. Next one. And together with that, a new landing page for getting your first MNT, just to make it super simple. But that's a little more further down the road. Next one. I think for devs here, it's important that we also partnered with QuickNote, and you can basically get the data from Sepolia testnet and Mantle mainnet from QuickNote right now. So yeah, just visit their documentation. Next one. And then a small update, but we also updated our treasury data, and now include more tokens like USDE that has been logged to our treasury, and staked USDE. Just a small one. Next one. I think it's all. Yeah, that's all from my side. So thanks, and yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, John, for the updates there. If you guys have questions throughout, do join the chat if you have questions on any of those items. I know that was a lot. I see one from Oreo here. Maybe Mario, you can jump into the chat and help answer that question. Or Zolito can probably jump in there. Cool. So let's cover the reward station. We've got the Myso team here. But really quickly, I just want to give an intro to the reward station. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with it. Previously, we had the Mantle sharding event, which was for the M shards. You could earn M shards, and then now we've got the ongoing ENA token claim. So this was a promotion where you lock MNT, and then you get M shards. You can claim ENA with those later. Now we have moved on to the next phase of the reward station. So can you click down to the next slide, John? Yeah, so we've got Contentropy and JPIC here, who we'll help bring on just one moment. But just for anybody who's unfamiliar, the general gist of how the reward station works is that you lock your M&T. So if Pierre or the others can share a link, that would be awesome, to the Myso reward station. You can get a look at this. And it's ending in, I believe, roughly 3 days. The end date is, the last snapshot day is on May 3rd. And there's 90,909 MYT tokens, a total of 500 winners. And basically what you do is you lock MNT, and you can go to the next slide, John. You lock MNT, and depending on the amount of MNT you've locked, you get a certain amount of raffle tickets. So you can see the breakdown here, 100 to 1,000 you get 1 ticket, and so on. Max tickets is 15. So do go take a look if you're not familiar, but we will go ahead and bring the Myso team up here. So welcome Contentropy and JPIC. And John, you can go to that next slide as well.
Yeah, thanks for having us, and Etienne as well is here too.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, exactly. So, but no worries, no worries. But yeah, so super happy to give like maybe just a quick overview. What is Myso for those who are like kind of new to the project? So yeah, Myso Finance, in essence, we're a DeFi protocol specialized in bespoke loans and covered calls. We also already worked together with Mantle on a couple of cool use cases. One was around creating loan facilities for Mantle collateralized loans. So actually also users were able to use Myso already in the past to basically borrow Tether stablecoins against MNT by using that as collateral. Kind of the overall mission or topic we're working on at Myso is really to create kind of sustainable and real yield opportunities for users. And we kind of use structured product primitives for this. So one use case we also have been pushing a lot very recently over the last few months is our covered call offering. So covered call is basically like a yield enhancement strategy that we are bringing into the crypto ecosystem. And we already work together with several treasuries and also whales. So for example, we work together also with the Telos Foundation to help them produce yield on part of their treasury Telos tokens by doing covered calls through us. Similarly, we also did transaction with the FMOS treasury and a couple of other treasuries as well. So far we did around 1.2 million in covered call transaction volume, and also super happy to really also provide like larger Mantle token holders also a way to do this. So super happy to provide indicative quotes to anyone who'd like to explore like how covered calls work. Always happy to also kind of help users wrap their head around that. So if in case someone's interested, just please feel free to reach out to us on Discord or Telegram. And yeah, basically super happy to also talk a little bit more about this reward campaign that we have with Mantle.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that intro. And yeah, with the token, so as we said, there's 90,909 MYT tokens that are distributed through the reward station. So can you just tell us a bit about the token, maybe about its utility, and you know, what your guys' plans are for MYT?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of exactly. So the Myso tokens kind of fresh out of the press. So super great kind of opportunity to really get into the Myso ecosystem very early. So we very recently also started our first kind of airdrop phase in conjunction also with the Mantle reward station. So this is like a super great way for users to get kind of into the Myso ecosystem also very early and get upside. And kind of the protocol tokens basically are then also used to govern the entire Myso ecosystem, and particularly also when it comes into protocol revenues. So there's also a fee switch, similar to how it's done with also some of the other DeFi protocols out there. And basically right now, we're then also starting this kind of initial distribution of the token. So airdrop, the airdrop is like one part of that. Then the reward station, as mentioned. Then we're also working on a novel primitive that we call the IOO. Also happy to talk about that. That's the initial open offering. And then also working on creating secondary markets and preparing listing for the Myso token. So a lot of cool things that we have in stock and working towards to. And yeah, super excited really to also make the Myso token accessible in this exclusive reward campaign with you guys at Mantle.
Yeah, absolutely. And for everybody who's taken part in maybe the sharding event and now the Myso event, one question we see come up a lot is, what's next? And I can't say exactly what's next, but just know that this is an ongoing tool that we're going to use to leverage to reward our community. And super excited to have Myso involved here. Let's see.
And also really kudos to you guys for the point system. I'm also using it personally, so I'm a big fan already. So yeah, kind of super big fan, like from the user perspective, but also project perspective. But really, I think all in all, a really great way to give back to the community and make it very accessible to also get like access to interesting new project upside.
Absolutely, yeah. And these are exclusives in a lot of ways, guys. Like, there's not really many other ecosystems taking this approach, and this particular approach, there's really nobody else taking it. So, yeah. If anybody has questions about Myso, the reward station, or MIT, feel free to ask those. Let me just go through our list here real quick. Yeah, I guess so. For the reward station and for Myso more generally, is there anything else that you guys think the community should know? Maybe anything exciting that you guys have coming up that you'd like to fill the community in on?
Definitely, yeah. So we have a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline, and definitely also then looking forward to the raffles. So as mentioned, as you said earlier, reward campaign, also then several snapshots still going until May 3rd. This is very excited and to announce the winners then in the next few days. It's going to be cool. And then afterwards, like also what we're looking to do is then launch the initial open offering, or short IOO, how we call it. The IOO is really like a new kind of primitive that we're developing and pioneering. It's about distributing the token really in a kind of different way to, let's say, maybe a sale or so. So it's very different to that. So what does it mean? In our case, users will be able to borrow the Myso token. So they can borrow the Myso token using different tokens as collateral. So users can, for example, use stables or also Mantle ETH. So that's something we're very excited about. So this will be then integrated into the Myso V2 protocol, where users can then use their METH to borrow Myso tokens. And the way these loans are structured on Myso is that there is no liquidation risk. That means if you then borrow the Myso token and the Myso token pumps in value, there's basically then full upside participation for you. You can basically then kind of keep the Myso token if it is then worth more than the collateral asset. And the way the Myso tokens are then distributed is that we have like kind of a dynamic FDV curve. So actually, initially you will be able to borrow more Myso tokens per collateral asset unit that you pledged, and that's kind of then going to decrease over time, kind of an increasing FTV over time. And the FTV initially will be actually anchored at our seed valuation, at which we had like several institutional investors investing into Myso, including like Hashkey, Nexo, Wintermute, GSR, and a couple of others. So it's a really sweet deal for very early adopters and early users to get in and basically get in at the same terms as these institutional investors. So very, very interesting opportunity there. And then basically the FTV will increase over time. There's a limited supply that we will be distributing through this IOO. Yeah, really excited to kind of then use also the Myso v2 protocol to kind of settle everything through the protocol itself, and also like using the Myso token itself to show how the Myso protocol actually works. And yeah, we're super excited about this new launch primitive. We think it's kind of a very community-aligned way to go about distributing and launching tokens. So we think it also could be very interesting for third parties down the road. And yeah, very, very keen to then kind of have also like the MEs integrated and also make this very accessible to Mantle users and the whole Mantle community, and the exact ETAs then to be confirmed also very, very soon.
Amazing. Yeah, first of its kind, and also leveling the playing field. And for Mantle users, if you missed it, you can use METH to get involved in this IOO, or initial open offering. I got that right? Initial open offering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's perfect. And yeah, also like kind of also maybe the other thing to highlight and worth mentioning here, also like we have so much cool stuff for the Mantle community. What is the reward campaign, then the IOO with also METH accessibility. Then also the other thing worth highlighting is the airdrop. So we actually have like just very recently started our airdrop phase 2. And there we were also then including token holders for whom covered calls could be interesting. And here actually also Mantle holders are included. So definitely worth checking out also in case you're a larger Mantle token holder. You very likely are eligible for also the airdrop as well. And yeah, definitely also in case you want to do some covered calls through us, really interesting premiums you can actually generate right now by using Mantle tokens as an underlying for covered calls. So we have like very high APYs that can be generated out of that, kind of in a sustainable way. So not even like subsidized, but like real yield you can generate out of that with the help of an option writing strategy. So in case you want to kind of learn more about that, please feel free to reach out to us on that. And obviously everybody who actually does a covered call through us will even get some additional extra Myso rewards as well. So a lot of ways to really kind of farm and capture a lot of Myso token upside right now.
Amazing. Yeah, and tons of perks here for the Mantle ecosystem. So thank you guys for, I guess, working so closely with us, but also helping to prioritize our ecosystem in a way. Appreciate you guys. And if anybody has any further questions, we are going to continue moving through the agenda here. But the Myso team is in the chat. So if you have further questions, feel free to ask over there. I'm also going to post their links one more time. Join their channels. Go and spam them and ask when airdrop. I'm sure they'd love that. But for now, we're going to move on to the next slide, John. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to the Myso team for joining. Appreciate you guys. All right, FBTC. Zuki, do you want to jump up on the mic?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi guys, this is Zuki from Mantle. It's probably the first time I'm e-meet most of you. Last year I was leading infrastructure growth on Mantle, for example, like third-party infra providers like Explorer, RPCs, Oracles, APIs, SDKs, wallet, and bridges. So thank you everyone for the support, and thank you for your feedback on all of the like problems or like things that we need to focus on, especially during the first like initial launch of Mantle mainnet. It's a very challenging but meaningful work there, but definitely missing out some of the fun vibe, especially in this Q community and Discord. So I've been meeting some of the Mantle teams in Dubai events. We co-hosted the API 3, and it's quite interesting that because we planned FBTC in a very short time, and I mentioned FBTC to our ecosystem partners like FusionX, Mancake, Mintress. They got super excited and they said we definitely should mention that in our next ecosystem town hall to let everybody know in advance that what is the next thing that is going to happen on Mantle. So this year I started to lead our first regional growth coverage, which is APAC, mainly focused on BD and partnership on both Mandarin-speaking market and also the broader Asia market like Southeast Asia. And as Bitcoin ecosystem is very hyped and fast-growing in the APAC region, so I'll be covering our new Bitcoin narratives in Mantle. We assure our Ethereum layer 2 roll up. Having the Bitcoin narrative is not at all making us away from our Ethereum alignment. On the contrary, it is bringing, bringing the huge Bitcoin asset value into the Ethereum world and bringing more use cases and yield options for people holding that asset on Mantle or multi-chain. So also Mantle is more than a Mantle chain, right? We have METH, M Prime, and more interesting things coming up. So FBTC is our new initiatives co-built with other industry veterans. Two sentence short, FBTC is an omni-chain BTC. It can be deployed both on EVM chains and also non-EVM chains. But FBTC aims to elevate BTC accessibility and utility by providing seamless interoperability and abundant yield opportunities across all chains. By definition, FBTC is actually not a Mantle product, but Mantle is a core contributor of FBTC. So what does it mean? First, Mantle will be the first chain where FBTC is going to be launched at, and probably for quite a long period of time, like 2 months, to make sure FBTC is launched on chain safe and sound and also integrated into our projects. Secondly, Mantle team will be like deeply involved into the operation, especially the on-chain part of FBTC, even for the cross-chains, which means I will personally connect to a lot of other chain ecosystem and to hear about what they're doing, etc., etc. So yeah. So another core contributor of FBTC is Ant Alpha. If you guys don't know about who Ant Alpha is, they are a very important player in the Bitcoin ecosystem. They are a strategic partner. You can think of it as a finance arm of Bitmain. It is the world's largest Bitcoin mining rig manufacturer, and also it has an affiliated mining pool called Antpool. Ant Alpha offers collateralized BTC loans and leverage mining service to a lot of the big whales and miners for Bitcoin. We too are the core contributors supporting FBTC, which is a DAO. So Cobol, the custody service provider, will provide initial custody infrastructure to FBTC. Right. Next slide, please. Okay, so FBTC value proposition. Well, can you return to the slide where we show the limitations? Yes, thank you. So why we decided to do this? Because there's need for free-flowing BTC as Bitcoin asset. Well, doubtfully BTC is with like trillions of market cap but offers limited liquidity and yield opportunities. And although its market cap comprise represent 42% of total cryptocurrencies market cap, but the TVL is only 1% of all chains TVL, significantly lower than Ethereum's. And the problem with the current wrapped assets, including WBTC, TBTC, RenBTC, a lot of the older ones, they have the problem of centralized wrapping, security vulnerabilities, layer 2 fragmentation, especially in the Bitcoin layer 2s, and even in the Ethereum layer 2s, and also the need for interoperability in multi-chain. Next slide and next slide. Yes. So we are introducing FBTC. We can also call it Fire Bitcoin. It's one-to-one pack to Bitcoin. It's amplifying decentralization in that we are going to have multiple custody, multiple for audit and like security monitoring service. We are going to launch a multi-chain, and it will have a lot of abundant use cases, especially in DeFi. And also, we're boosting security and ensuring seamless interoperability across diverse blockchain ecosystems. Next slide. Yeah. So as I mentioned, we will be we will have the decentralized and secure infrastructure. We will have project interoperability and composability, and we will be ready for mass adoption. So, yeah, this is a graph where you can see how FBTC is minted. Essentially, not only the institution and qualified users, usually whales, that is able to store, get KYC'd and AML'd and store their Bitcoin into the multi-sig wallet and mint through the bridge monitor, the bridge contract, and then also the TSS network to have the BTC. For retail users or KYC users, there will be multiple ways, decentralized ways for people to acquire FBTC on multi-chain. I'll get to the when part later. Yes, next slide, please. So FBTC itself is not a yield-bearing asset, but there will be a lot of yield opportunities provided by a lot of third-party partners. For example, there will be Babylon staking, where vaults are set up to earn yield from Babylon staking, and the yield will return to the FBTC holders. There's basis trading, where vaults are set up for high-frequency trading strategies on central exchange and DeFi platforms. There will be leveraged Bitcoin mining. There will also be various DeFi and Bitcoin layer 2 integration that everyone is more familiar with. Next slide. Here's more detailed explanation on how FBTC can have multiple yield strategies, how the native Bitcoin assets moved when users authorize to get the different yield options. But essentially, it will still be around the FBTC ecosystem, no matter how the native Bitcoin will be moved, and also the yield will eventually come to the FBTC holders when they mint and burn from a derivative version of FBTC to the original ones. Next slide, please. So about the when, we have this planned out with Ant Alpha and Kobo and all of the ecosystem partners in a very, very short time. So right now it's still the planning phase. You guys are probably the among the earliest to know about FBTC and its grand picture. One thing that we are very, very positive and certain about is that it will be the largest multi-chain BTC. It's gonna be pretty easy for us to do an event power tag to the current BTC asset on like EVM chains and also non-EVM chains. So how we're going to do that is that we have it is going to be token governed. So there will be incentive for users who are trading the FBTC, who hold the FBTC, who gain yields on the FBTC, and also the builders who are building or integrating FBTC in their protocols. From the go-to-market steps, first we will have bootstrapping on people's launchpad. It's a Quest launchpad where people just store their BTC and WBTC in the vault and do certain quests to become the register for the FBTC initiative. And phase 2 is the genesis, where the FBTC actually goes on chain and for sure to Mantle to start their own chain journey. And at the same time, there will also be or maybe first or second yield option for FBTC. So phase 3, there will be more and more yield options as FBTC is integrated to more projects on Mantle. And when you guys are ready, then we will run ecosystem campaigns that will be a combination of FBTC incentives, Mantle incentives, and also project-specific incentives for people to try it out and to enjoy the benefit of trading and holding FBTC. And the next phase will be the multi-chain. We will expand to a lot of the new node chains like Mode, like Arbitrum, like Merlin, or like some other BTC specific DeFi protocols to increase the use cases of FBTC. Slide. So here's our initial partners. For core contributors, mainly Antalpha and Mantle. For infrastructure and ecosystem providers, there will be Avel, Babylon, Alex Lab, and OpenBit, which is a bridge that supports native BTC cross-chain bridging. And wallet side, we have all the major wallet, and we will have more wallet covered. For example, Binance Wallet, Bybit, Biget Wallet, OKX Wallet, Particle Network, Token Pocket, Unisat, and the list goes on. And bridge, we will consider third-party bridge support. Next slide. Yeah, that'll be all. There will be more details coming up. You guys can follow either Mantle Twitter or the FBTC Twitter. There will be off-chain debut of FBTC in the upcoming Bitcoin Asia. FBTC will sponsor the Bitcoin Asia main event, and Mantle will be sponsoring the Bitcoin Asia DAFCON, and FBTC will have a launch party on May the 8th in Hong Kong during the event week. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to attend those events, just let me or let Brian know. We're happy to support and provide more information.
Thank you so much, Zuki, and thank you everybody for tuning in. I see some folks joined. I'm seeing a lot of folks from our ecosystem. Kin, we've got Bruce here from FusionX, Kin from Interest, and others. Thank you all for joining. I just posted the links to FBTC. It's looking super, super early there in the Discord and in all the community and social channels. So join, see what comes next. Can't promise anything, but like Zuki said, just watch on watch on Twitter, and obviously lots of perks and things, interesting things coming up there. All right, John, do you want to go to the next slide there? All right, so the moment you've all been waiting for, the Community Choice Award. So we announced the winners here on Monday. Congrats to Odos, Mancake, and Curvance. Yeah, exactly. Could you go up to that first slide real quick again, John? And just a shout out to all the other communities who participated. We did have a little bit of trouble with Discord kind of blocking some of the submissions, so we got the closest vote count we possibly could. But I think we pretty much nailed it exactly on the final turnout. But we saw a huge turnout from OpenOcean, Merchant Mo, Mintrust, Chat3, FusionX, Aurelius, Agni, TsunamiX, amongst others. So thank you everybody for joining here today if you voted for those projects, but also thanks for voting because it really does matter when you guys show up for the projects you're involved in and the projects that you're bullish about or you just like to vibe with. So yeah, thank you guys. And yeah, drop those emojis if you voted for any of those projects there. Cool, let's just jump straight in with Odos. And we are gonna go a little bit over here, guys. So which is fine because we'll have our after party afterwards. But yeah, you can go to that next slide and we will pull Odos on. And I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. We've got Alex Garn here.
No. Yeah, you nailed it. Odos, exactly.
Odos, I love it. Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm mostly going to hand it over to you here, Alex, but I can chime in with some questions as you go through, but maybe you could just start with introducing us to Odos. What is it? How can users learn more? And also, if you want to share your screen, we can make that happen.
Cool. No, that's perfect. Yeah, I think shared screen is grayed out for me, so maybe while I'm getting started, we can work on enabling that. Yeah, at a high level, Odos is the best place to do swaps. So we give users kind of the best prices for exchanging digital assets. So that's at a super high level. I know we probably have friends who have seen us before and friends who have never seen us before. So excited to have this opportunity. So thank you, Brian. Thank you, Mantle, for having us out. I know we've been live for about a month on Mantle, and this serves as quite a nice kind of introduction opportunity to say hi to the rest of the Mantle ecosystem. So yeah, excited to kind of jump in here. I don't know, Brian, if you had any other specific questions, happy to tackle those. Otherwise, I have kind of an outline I can run through.
Yeah, one thing I just, John, if you don't mind stopping sharing your screen, then I think Alex will be able to share his. But if you have an outline, I think I'll leave it to you because I'm going to be learning here too. I'm kind of getting introduced to what you guys are building, so I'm super excited to just hear from you.
Cool. Yeah, that's perfect. So I like to kind of just shamelessly, let's see here. Let me give myself. Okay, so Discord doesn't have permissions. So we'll maybe, John, do you mind going to app.odos.xyz for me? Super simple. I know when we talk about Odos and kind of our, oh, sorry, go ahead, John.
Yeah, sure. Give me a second.
Yeah, no rush on that. I know when we talk about kind of what we do, it can be a bit hand wavy at hard to wrap your head around. So sometimes the visual just helps out a bit. So yeah, exactly. This is our DApp. So if you want to switch chain over to Mantle, probably. Oh, perfect. Yeah, and you can see, even if you crank up MNT from 1 to, let's make it like 1,000 or something like that, it's all super quick and responsive, and you can start to see kind of the value we find within the chain. So, you're going to start highlighting some of our other ecosystem partners, Agni, Cleopatra, FusionX, Merchant Mo, right? These are all folks that we work with. So I'm going to also shout out, if you are a builder with liquidity on Mantle, and you're not currently integrated into Odos's smart order routing, we can do that for you pretty quickly. So please do let us know, reach out. We'd love to continue to support the rest of the ecosystem here. And yeah, at a high level, you can start to see really the value Odos can capture by moving through intermediary assets and different venues. All of this is finding basically arbitrage in the ecosystem to give users the best rates. So we do kind of all the heavy lifting for you in the back end and get you those best prices. And yeah, John, I see you kind of highlighting the multiple tokens. We can also jump into that.
I really want to see how that works.
Yeah, feel free to play. So this is something that Odos does unique to any of our competitors. So we do multi-token input and output in a single atomic transaction. So you can set, the ratio is 50-50 right now, but feel free to say 75% USDC on the bottom there.
Yep.
Yeah, you can just kind of scroll those around and make it nice and easy. So hopefully, you guys enjoy the user experience as you're playing with it. And this is all a single atomic transaction. So this is the beauty of blockchains and state machines. So we don't need to go kind of executing these steps sequentially. We can do it in a single atomic transaction so that it's jointly optimized and you minimize price impact, you minimize slippage, you minimize all these sorts of things. So hopefully that helps as kind of a nice introduction to Odos, as what we have currently. I know that you guys are really here for the alpha, so kind of the exciting things that we're building towards upcoming is within this interface soon you'll see not just a swap, but you'll see limit orders as well. So that'll help you have kind of more flexibility on executing trades that you want. We'll also be bringing our own version of gasless transactions and slippage-free transactions in the near future as well. So again, building towards better UX, DeFi is historically garbage UX. We've built some really, really powerful tools, but we've built them for kind of highly technical people. I think that needs to change. So we're building kind of more abstracted experiences here over the next year that you guys will start to see. And hopefully you like the improved experience. But I'm always here for feedback. Our Discord is available. We have a ticketing system. Feel free to jump in there with feedback or comments or things that are broken at any time. We're a small team of 8 people currently, so we're 8 folks, all based in the U.S. I know I'm personally in New York City, so if you're in New York or around New York, please do hit me up to say hi. We love to kind of continue to build the community. This has been kind of the key to our success is as the newer kind of aggregator on the market, if you will, it's being able to really get integrated into communities like Mantle, right? That's allowed us to have this opportunity to kind of spread the word and hopefully bring you guys more value in your swaps. So yeah, John, thanks for highlighting. We're on 12 different chains. We do about $4 billion a month in transaction volume. So I think we just crossed 30 billion since we launched. And yeah, I think that's probably enough Odos shilling for now in the middle of this town hall. But I do want to highlight a couple last things as I'm closing out here. I've mentioned new order types are coming, but please do follow us on Twitter. So we're going to be making probably one of the largest announcements we've made in a while tomorrow. So this town hall is, one day early. I can give you a tease of, or I guess an announcement of an announcement. So stay tuned there. Unfortunately, cannot share any details on that yet, but please do follow us on socials. I think, if you have been an Odos user, you'll probably be excited. If you are not, maybe now is a good time to become an Odos user. But I'll leave it there for now. So I see some questions coming up. Will we be present at ECC? Yes, we will. So we'll be headed out to all of the major conferences. We just got back from Dubai. I personally was surfing all the liquidity in Dubai with the floods. That was a bit chaos, but yeah, upcoming conferences will be at all of them. And happy to turn it over to Q&A or any additional questions. I know that was kind of a blitz through the high level of what we have to offer, but excited to be here and happy to take questions.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll just, if you guys want to hang out and jump in the chat to cover any questions that pop up, or I tried to mark as many as I could with the scrolling wow Pepe face. So there's a few questions in there for you guys which may have gone unanswered. We're going to continue moving through our agenda. We've got 2 more here. We've got Mancake and Curvance. So thank you so much, Alex, for jumping on. This looks amazing. As Davidi said, it's one of the coolest aggregator visualizations out there. That's for sure. All right.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Brian.
Absolutely.
And thanks,
absolutely.
John, for the quick share there.
No worries. Odos is cool. I like that.
Sweet. All right. We've got Opa. Do you want to come up and we'll jump into Mancake?
Should I stop sharing my screen? Maybe, Opa, you want to share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
That's possible.
Just a moment here. Now we go, jam, guys. To have a fun times today in the town hall. I think what we're trying to bring here, I think simple term, Mancake, more funds for Mantle. That is something that we're hoping for. And I think a bit of an intro here is that we are one of the first affiliate fork from Mancake Swaps. So looking to bring a lot of excitement here from the Pancake community, as well as more of the fun stuff for the Mantle ecosystem overall as well. But yeah, let's drive into it on what really is about Mancake here. Yeah, I mean, as mentioned, Mancake is an affiliate fork from Mancake Swaps, and we're supported by Mantle here. We're still incubated by 3 partners who've been really great support for us, including Possible Finance and a couple more venture studio based in Southeast Asia, such as Curvance Venture.
Opa, just real quick, it looks like we're having trouble with the screen share. I just checked on mine.
Okay.
I'm unable to see it too. It looks like it's still loading. If possible, could we pass it to John to share?
Yeah.
I know that there's some connectivity issues this morning.
yeah, I mean, please just share our website. Everything is just on for you guys to see.
What should I share, sir?
The link for the website. Yeah, just this one.
Thank you.
Sweet. And thank you, Sean, thank you, John, for taking over on the screen share here this morning.
No worries, no worries. Can you stop screen sharing, Opa, so I can take over? Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Okay, now we're on it. Okay. But yeah, I mean, we're just saying that, hey, we are affiliate Folk here from Pancake Swaps. And yeah, as I mentioned, we're incubated by Impossibles and a couple of venture studios here based in Asia, such as Clever Ventures and Symmetry. And those party will help us, of course, on many more partner, potentially from South Asia and the project groups. And we are so, as affiliate Folk from Pancake Swaps, we are also integrating a lot of feature from Pancake Swap directly. So Pancake Swap V3, V4 will be updated at the same time with Pancake Swaps on Mantle here. And of course, like why Mancake is interesting apart from just being a bunny on steroids and like just pancakes with more whey proteins into our diets. As mentioned, we are bringing more fun memes and degeneracy stuff to the Mantle community here. It's the cause of what we be. We love to wipe with any fun stuff here. So if you're looking for that, please join our community here, and also keep following our social medias. And of course, like as mentioned, right, we are bringing a bridge. We are pretty much being a bridge here between like the Pancake community ecosystem, onboarding potentially this 4 million user from Pancake community to the Mantle community here. We just launched an OG NFT campaigns. And we are ramping it up real quick so that there are a lot of people that could join new more campaigns coming soon as well. And yeah, I mean, features such as those IFO lotteries, of course, something that you could be exciting for as we launch those moving forwards here. And of course, we're going to be having our own token as well. So that it will be bringing whole lot of utilities here for the Mancakes users. And for the roadmap here is on what we're trying to push for. I mean, you hear it first here. The launch will be around May, so please stay tuned. The tokens, I can't say for sure, but I mean, of course, please stay tuned for more of the campaign that we are launching here, as well as more of the partner that we are looking to integrate be more in the futures. So yeah, basically a lot more stuff coming to Mantle, a lot more things for IFO that we're doing, and lottery system as well. Continuing to bring more fun stuff for the Mantle communities here. And yeah, I mean, even though I can't speak much right now as we are ramping up real quick behind the scenes, you will see more coming soon within May. So yeah, I mean, please stay tuned. As mentioned, do follow our social media accounts as well as joining our Discord as well. And yeah, I mean, thanks for the vibe that you guys are giving here, all the Mantle chats.
Awesome. Thanks for dropping the alpha there. Yeah, love me a buff bunny. Super psyched to have Mancake Swap in the community. I see some guesses at the token name. I'm curious what everybody thinks the token name is going to be.
Yeah, what you guys are guessing?
Awesome. I did see some questions in the chat. I tried to mark some of them with like an animated Pepe emoji. So if anybody else has any questions for the Mancake team, please do jump into the chat and Opa can help answer those. Otherwise, I'm going to post the links again for Mancake, and you guys can join their channels, and you can find them on, I believe it's Telegram, to connect with their community. Awesome. Thank you so much, Opa.
Thanks.
All right. Next up, we've got Curvance, 0xT, 0xMy. Thank you guys for being so patient. I know we're just a little bit over. Are you guys okay to stick on with us for a little bit?
Yep. Yeah, no problem for us. Thanks for having us. I can share my screen too.
Perfect. Yeah, hopefully we can get it to work. hopefully we can get it to work. If not, John can help out as well. Just quickly, I know that we're at the top of the hour, so I just want to drop this for everybody who's wondering for the NFT for this event. Follow the link there that I just posted in the chat, and the password is JAM. It's JAM, all lowercase, and you can claim an NFT for this event. Cool. I'll hand it over to you, Tay. It looks like the screen share is working perfectly.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks everyone for having us today. My name's Tay. I'm here with Curvance. I help with comms and marketing, and I'm here with one of our co-founders, Mike. And we're going to chat a little bit about our testnet and why we're excited about Mantle. I'll kick it off to Mike.
Sure, thanks, Tay. But yeah, I mean, been a long time coming in general. Curvance has been in development for 23 months now, which is insane to think. You know, in general, the scope of what Curvance is, and I mean, even just the grandiose like kind of scale, has really grown over the last. I mean, really from inception, it started out very humbly as this kind of layer 3 on top of a lot of DeFi primitives like Curve and Convex and Yearn and all these different types of things, and really grew into its own animal. Now it pretty much is what we think of as like the DeFi front end. So it's like if you want to use basic assets in DeFi like wrapped Bitcoin or wrapped Ether, you could you know, borrow against them to go pay your taxes on Curvance. Or if you want to do some like leverage yield farming type strategy, you could do that on Curvance. If you want to mess around with basis trades with, you know, or tokenized strategies with things like Athena or any other you know, these like tokenized treasuries and stuff, you could use all those assets on Curvance. Everything from liquid staking, liquid restaking, you know, bespoke, more specific assets like Pendle assets or Elixir, ALM type stuff. Pretty much any asset under the sun, any strategy you want to do, you could do it on Curvance is the premise. So it's really this like kind of unified experience. So you no longer, you know, I think a lot of people have their first experience with crypto where, you know, they buy Ether or something on Coinbase and then move it to their MetaMask wallet. They transfer it and then they see their balance go down on Coinbase and nothing pop up on MetaMask. And they're like, did I just delete thousands of dollars? And then a few minutes later it hits and you know, people are like, oh, never mind, I'm a genius. But now you're kind of in this wide open, almost like ocean of opportunities in DeFi and things you could do, all these chains, all these different projects and things being built, and it's very overwhelming and confusing for people. So I think that, you know, when you initially start that, you don't really know where to go next, and you want to do, you know, any of these things that you see on Twitter or like some old YouTube video from like DeFi summer for some like sushi swap LPing thing, you're kind of lost. And you're going to end up with like 10 different tabs for dexes and all these bridges and, you know, different, you know, bespoke, like, you know, leverage trading stuff or options platforms or order book protocols, like all these different things. And you end up with like 20, 30, 40 different tabs open while you're trying to find the best opportunities. And now you could just do everything on Curvance. So we act as essentially a funnel for a lot of opportunities out there, both on the application side and on the chain side. So in particular, we're excited about Mantle because Mantle has like a very heavy focus on leveraging DeFi for, you know, essentially driving value to their community. And we've seen that with a lot of the campaigns that they've done around Meth, Athena, Pendle, and all these different applications that are launching. And we view ourselves kind of as this, like, I guess I would call it like a force multiplier for those types of initiatives. So it's like if, you know, people want to do stuff on Pendle, they could just do it better on Curvance. If they want to do stuff better on, if they want to do stuff on Athena or any of these platforms, you could just do it better on Curvance. So it's really good alignment with the Mantle team. And as they try to drive liquidity and adoption from ETH L1 over to the Mantle network, that's something, you know, we're particularly good at. due to a lot of our cross-chain actions, like things like cross-chain borrowing, cross-chain lending, being able to zap from one chain to another in like 1 to 3 transactions. That discoverability aspect as well. There could be really great opportunities on Mantle, but if you don't know what they are, then you're kind of stuck, right? So one of the key things that we're working on is the ability to see what assets or positions you're in on one chain, and then be able to recommend to people better opportunities out there. So maybe someone has some ETH LP pair on Optimism, where they're getting 7% APY, but they could actually be getting 24% on Mantle. We could then recommend that to them in the UI, and essentially queue up, zapping out of the position, bridging over, and then zapping in. And what I'll say is that this was something that came about organically. We're all DeFi users as a team ourselves, and we wanted to build something that we would want to use. So we didn't want to just build like the 90th money market or DEX or whatever application you could think of. It's like fundamentally all new tech, all the codes from scratch. We're finishing up maybe our 7th or 8th audit right now with the Cantina competition, and we have a few more to go. But I think when it's ready, it's going to be something that I think people are really going to like, and look forward to working with Mantle on it. Anything you want to add there, Tay? I just kind of just jammed for like 8 minutes there.
Yeah, just quickly to wrap this up. So we've launched our private testnet. It's been going for about a week now. We just opened up to phase 2, which is folks that have roles from the Purple ecosystem. Next up, starting next Monday, folks that have other partner roles, which include people that hold some MEF or MUSD, they'll be able to access our testnet starting next Monday. And I just wanted to give people a quick little overview of the DApp for folks that haven't seen it at all. So here you can see the markets page quickly with the different markets that you'll be able to deposit into. We have a dashboard overview as well. My internet's a little bit slow. There we go. It's much quicker on your computer. And then you'll also be able to manage locks. So excited for everyone to get in there. We'll drop some codes here for folks to be able to play around with it and get in a little bit early. But make sure you grab your roles by this Friday so you can get access on Monday. And thanks for the Mantle team for having us here today.
Yeah, and I would say, stay active in the Curvance community, but also, around testnet. We're working on UI UX upgrades over the next, 2 to 3 weeks here, as well as the remaining missing functionality around cross-chain. We just need the Wormhole team to approve, basically whitelist our contracts so that we could call the different cross-chain actions. And then we should have full functionality of the protocol in testnet. Plus, some new snazzy UI UX we're working on as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tay. Thank you so much, Mai. It sounds like you guys are going to drop some links here into the chat. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll drop some code just so I don't get nuked by the spam bot, but folks will be able to go to the website and then.
Okay, cool. If you don't mind sending me over that link, then I can share that link, and you guys scoop up these codes and get involved in the testnet. We'll post also the links to all the Curvance channels as well. So if you guys have questions, you can get involved in their community and also learn more about what they're building. Love that you guys are, generally it seems like just making DeFi more accessible and user-friendly. So I'm super excited to have you guys on here. Thank you guys for joining. Alrighty, John, I know we're over time. If you have to jump, it's totally fine. Otherwise, I can jump on with the screen share. And for everybody else who's hanging out here, Zuki, JPIC, 0xTay, Mai, thank you all for joining and speaking. Looks like Mario left. Alex, I see you here too. Etene, thank you again for speaking. Contentropy, man, so many. Appreciate all of you. I think we're going to move, I think we're at the time where we move on to our after party. Let me just check my slides here real quick. John, do you mind just pulling up the deck one more time?
No problem.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Sweet. Okay. Okay, so we promised 700 total MNT. The first 500 was for anybody who joined the event, voted, joined the event, and then engaged in the chat. So thank you all for questions, comments, spamming emojis, and helping everybody out who had questions here. The last 200 is for the folks whose songs are selected for the Mantle Townhall Afterparty. So we've got this channel here in Discord, which has been open for about the last week. The Circuit Protocol team, they're super interested in building like a bespoke, vibey experience. I'm probably butchering the way that they would describe it, but there's definitely a vibe going on over at Circuit, and part of what they want to do is create a space online where you can gather around music. So we've been jamming together on building a sort of social app around music. So this is sort of an MVP, something we've just been messing with for the last week. So everybody who submitted songs to the Music Vault channel here, we went through and made a selection of 20 to fit into an hour. There were over 150 songs selected, and the 20 that were selected, those winners will get a share of 200 MNT, and then also some circuit points. And because of time zone issues, I think it's like 3 in the morning for the folks over at Circuit right now, I will be helping out to communicate some of this stuff. So this is the blurb they sort of gave me about Circuit Protocol points, because this is actually the first announcement of their points program is through the Music Vault. So if that tells you anything about their priorities, I think Vibes is definitely top of the list. So anybody who's selected here is going to be on the list for getting Circuit points early. All right, so they said they're rewarding Circuit Protocol points to all users. The redemption process hasn't been announced just yet, so just rest assured that all the current and past users will be rewarded points for their transactions. So if you've been using Circuit Protocol, there's going to be retroactive points here. And then points are weighted to reward users' contributions toward total TVL. So that's something to keep in mind if you're a Circuit Protocol user. And of course, extra points are going to be awarded to the community members whose songs were selected. And if you're not familiar with Circuit, they are, so Circuit Protocol is Mantle's #1 native yield optimizer. They offer the highest automated yield for the major Mantle protocols. And you can follow Circuit for easy access to high yield opportunities on Mantle. And they also are letting you guys know that there's more strategies and partnerships to be announced soon. So if you're a Circuit user, there's a lot coming in. But without further ado, give me just a second because I've got to run this thing, and I'm relatively new to this, but let me post the link here so you guys can join. And for any of the speakers here, if you have to jump, no obligation to hang out and for the after party, but you are more than welcome to jam with us if you'd like. Thanks again for joining.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I'll have to hop off. And yeah, maybe see you in the next town hall. Bye-bye.
Thanks all.